Welcome back to another segment of Credit and Magic 36. Let's dive right into it. Before we get into the lesson, I just want to throw this little disclaimer out there. This information is for instructional purposes, recreational purposes, and educational purposes only. I'm not trying to get you to do anything. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just sharing free information. There's a lot of people that know this information. I'm just requesting that you take the information, right, and test it, experiment, apply what relates to you, and just see what kind of results you can get to change your life for the better. Continue to work at it and change your life for the best. On this segment, this channel is all about financial literacy, uh, credit education, and financial education. And there's a difference between financial literacy and financial education. Financial education is on another level, but you have to have a consult to really go into that. But basically what I'm pushing is the basics. If you don't raise a budget, you'll never raise a vision. If you don't raise a budget, you'll never raise a vision. If you do not raise a budget, you'll never raise a vision. What do I mean? If you don't get crystal clear about your financial health, get a clean sheet of paper, invest about 20 minutes in yourself, right? Look at your pay stubs, find out exactly what you bring home. What's your net income? That's what you bring home after taxes, right? Write down all your bills, your rent or mortgage, your electric bill, your Wi-Fi bill, your food bill, your car payment, your car insurance, your electric bill, your cell phone bill. You get the point. Write down all your bills, right? Subtract it. Either you're going to be in the green, you're going to break even, be in the black, or you're going to be in the red. That's a negative, like an NSF charge, right? This is no judgment, because whatever you judge, you can't transmute, you can't transcend, you can't transform. This is so you can improve your health. You know what I'm saying? When they take a person through surgery, right, they're trying to allegedly improve their health. So you got to go through mental and psychological and physical surgery to change your money situation, to change your abundance situation, so you can stop living hand to mouth, so you can stop living paycheck to paycheck, so you can stop being in Grumble Alley, barely get along street, and Struggleville, so you can not be stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. You get the point? So this is what I'm stressing, that financial literacy, becoming financially literate, getting the basics and fundamentals of credit, what credit is, uh, what credit costs, how credit works, why are you paying a specific interest amount, what are the negative consequences if you work against credit, what are the positive consequences if you flow with credit. You're going to have to get all that mess out of your head, especially from the minority community. Don't go into debt. All of that stuff, you need to find out for yourself. That stuff may have been true for the person that told you that when you was little, but is that still true for you right now? Does that serve you right now? Does that belief serve you right now? Does that assumption serve you right now? Does that story serve you right now? Does that expectation serve you right now? Does that perception serve you right now? Okay? You got to get your own thoughts. You got to get your own beliefs. You got to, recalibrate your feelings and emotions. And you got to get your own story. Otherwise, you're going to continue to rock the same boat that you're rocking. You dig? So, after that, financial education. So, the main thing is this. You got to write down what you bring home, the net income. You got to write down what your bills currently are. And it ain't going to feel good. It's going to be uncomfortable because you ain't done it before, because they didn't talk about money in your house. Did nobody teach you about money? Did nobody teach you what to do about money? You used to seeing people that are, allegedly cash rich, hood rich. You see them partying and stuff. And that stuff is, you got to get that out your head. It's not That's not really how money works. You know what I'm saying? If you really balance everything, most of the people, they wouldn't even be able to have the paper money. And the paper money is fiat. It's a representation. It's a symbol. Floating rate notes. You know what I'm saying? It's not backed by anything. It's just paper, right? It's only still floating around because of your belief in it. So you got to find out what money really is. Money is energy. So when you figure this out, things will begin to start to make sense, right? And you don't have to go down no rabbit holes. You just have to just keep studying to show yourself approved. You know, I'm strong on basics and fundamentals. You need to expose yourself to this information because you become what you eat. Just like the food you eat, you become that. Just like the food you eat, you become that. So what you inundate, what type of information you inundate your mind with, that's what you're eating, and that's what you're going to spit out. You know what I mean? So I want you to expose yourself to this information. You need to begin to read the Bible, not from a religious standpoint, but see what it says about economics, see what it says about banking, see what it says about credit, see what it says about debt. You know what I'm saying? Go read the Proverbs. Allegedly, the smartest man in the world, Solomon, wrote it. There's a lot of text, a lot of scriptures that's talking about money. You need to go see, right? You know what I'm saying? It even tells you about Proverbs 11. I forgot which verse it is. It might be 26. It even talks about selling. You know what I'm saying? You've been taught that selling is wrong. Don't try to sell nobody nothing. Like, you got to get all these erroneous, error-based, fear-based, doubt-based beliefs out of you. And you got to create your own beliefs. You know what I'm saying? What's going to serve you right now? What's going to put money in your account right now? Legally, lawfully. What service, what product, what program can you offer to satisfy somebody's problem, be a solution so you can get money, so you can receive money? Who are you going to serve in the spirit of excellence and leave them with the impression of increase so they're happy to pull money out of their pocket and give it to you or to wire it? There's many different ways they can get money to you. You know what I'm saying? Through your website, through your Cash App, through your Venmo, through your Zelle, through wire transfer, bank to bank, through your PayPal. What service are you offering with a great attitude, with a great mood, with high energy that's going to land you money? All right. Okay. So now let's go into the credit piece. All right. So you know that there's three main bureaus, right? Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Those are the big three. Then also there are some secondary agencies, and actually there's about 360 of them, but I'll call out 5 or 6 that you need to pay attention to, because if you're going to begin to work on your credit, you may need to pause these, right? LexisNexis is one, Innovis is one, SageStream is one, LCI is one, ARS is one. You need to freeze these so your information cannot be reported, allegedly, right? Because they're all working in unison. They're all in the bed together, right? Selling and sharing your information and making billions and billions upon billions of dollars. So I'm just explaining to you right here, right now, there is no incentive for them to remove negative marks, negative items, derogatory accounts, collections, charge-offs, repos from your report. Why? Because banks make money off of interest. The credit bureaus sell information to the banks. So the banks pay more for bad credit profiles. It's that simple. Why? Because if you have a 720 score, 740 score, 760 score, they're going to just be able to give you between 2% to 5% interest, maybe 6% interest, probably around 3.5 median, 3.5%. Can you imagine getting a 7 Series BMW, $100,000 car, and the interest rate is 3.5%, and you ain't getting no down payment, which down payments are illegal anyway, versus somebody coming in there with a 580, then it came into some cash, they got to put down, $10,000, all right? They already been stole on. Then they're going to get charged 26% because they got a 580 score. They got a 580 Equifax. They got a 580 Experian. You dig that? So now you tell me, which deal do you think the bank wants? It's right there in plain view. It's copy and paste. So this is why you have to fight with these people to delete things on your consumer report that shouldn't be on there anyway because you didn't authorize it and they don't have court jurisdiction. You see, they're getting you information for free. That's identity theft, right? Then they selling it and making a profit off of it. And then when you call in or when you write a letter or you dispute it online, they telling you what they ain't going to do and what they can't do. And it's going to take 30 days and this and that and that. All this stuff is illegal. It's unlawful. They're violating your consumer rights. They are violating your consumer rights. They are violating your consumer rights. That's just what it is. So to the degree that you learn what credit is, how it works, what it costs, and the importance of it, because everything is debt, and you cannot live a higher quality lifestyle without credit. I mean, there are a few people who do it, but man, the odds against them making it is like, I mean, less than 0.05%. Like they don't even have a 1% chance. So legally and lawfully, you're going to have to play the credit game and play by the invisible rules of engagement. And the most important thing that you can do, it sounds easy, it sounds simple, but you got to pay all your bills before time or on time. You got to pay all your bills before time or on time. You got to pay all your bills before time or on time. You got to pay all your bills before time or on time. You got to pay all your bills before time or on time. How do you do that? For one, you need a paper trail. You want everything to go through your checking account. Second option is you want to use money orders. Number one, you want to mail it 7 business days. Do not count the weekend. You want to mail that thing off 7 business days at least before it's due. If you can't do 7, you definitely need to do 5. For example, say you have a payment that's due, a credit card payment due on the 23rd. All right. It falls on a Saturday. Well, you need to discount that date to Thursday, right? The 21st. So that means that you need to mail that thing off and get a receipt from the post office at the latest on the 16th, preferably by the 14th. Because you either want 7 business days or you want 5 business days. This is just what help you out. You know what I mean? Because usually the mail takes 3 days. You just want to just, be on top of the tops. You want to be on top of everything. You want to take no chances. Because when you have a missed payment and you get a 30-day late, I'm going to break it down some more, but I just want to share this with you. You are losing between 190 to probably up to 240 points just by having a 30-day late. Now, here's the reason that you should not have a 30-day late, especially, and this is no judgment, if you're just making the basic payment. You're making the minimum payment of $30, $35, $40, you know what I'm saying? You got a credit card, I don't know what it is, depends on how much you use, but let's just say it's a $1,500 credit card, a $2,000 credit card. You might have a $40 or $50 minimum payment based on how much you've charged. There's no reason for you to get a 30-day late. Here's why. Because first of all, I know a month is 30 days, but I want to just take off 2 days. Actually, I'm just going to take off 5 days. So you got 25 whole days to pay it, right? If you miss that due date, they're going to tack on a fee. It could be $29.99, whatever your agreement says. It could be $34.99, like an NSF charge, or it could be $39.99. The point is, it don't matter. So it's not, I'd rather have, preferably I wouldn't want none of it. I would just want to make my payment on time or before time. But you'd rather just have a $39.99 fee rather than the 30-day late. Here's why. When you get a 30-day late, they're going to take anywhere from 90 to 115, 120 points, right? And if you don't know how to get that off your credit profile, man, you're going to have to pay a pretty penny. Anybody that, works with credit restoration, they're going to capitalize on you because they know that that's a problem and they know you lost 100 points. You get what I'm saying? And so their fee, right, it may not be right, but we ain't going based on feelings. We're going on how important is it to you not to have that on your credit profile. Then here's another thing. No one can guarantee anything, with credit legally. And then no one can tell you exactly when it's going to come off. If they get it off, it could be 30 days, it could be 90 days, it could be 180 days. You know what I'm saying? You run the risk of that thing turning into a charge off and it taking another 40 to 60 points or more. So this is what I'm saying. It's very, very important. The best way to protect your credit is to know your due date, know your statement date, know when the new cycle is opening up, right? And then know the report date so you can stay on top of everything. This is how it works. You are your greatest asset. You're going to have to invest in yourself. Now, I'm an advocate for you getting the basics and the fundamentals of this information. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you got to go at it alone, but I'm saying if you're going to hire a consultant, you're going to hire a coach, you're going to hire a business coach, you need to have a basic understanding of this information. So when you go talk to them, if you don't get the right responses, you can move on and find the best qualified person to work with. Because it needs to be a person that resonates with you. It needs to be a person that you respect. It needs to be a person that has a track record of success. It needs to be a person that can show you the results that they produce, because this is the receipts age. What somebody else says don't mean a hill of beans. You need receipts. You need to see proof. And I would be willing to push and say, hey, can I talk to this person by email? Can I talk to this person on Zoom? Can I talk to this person on the phone? Can I talk to this person on a conference call? If someone's gotten blessed and they had bad credit, they was in the 500s, and, somebody that, works with restoration and repair and rebuilding, gives you the game on how to expand your profile, they shouldn't have a problem connecting you with a person that had similar scores or similar circumstances that you have, to show you that, hey, they was down there in the 540s and I got them to 720. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is that this is not an overnight process. You spent 5 years, 3 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, all your life messing up your credit. So you got to at least commit 9 months to, getting a new mindset, new belief system, new behaviors, getting the derogatories and negative marks off your report, and at the same time getting new accounts on there. So 333. In 9 months, you're a different version of yourself. Your credit profile strong. You're feeling good about yourself, and you know how to proceed moving forward. Because the last thing you want to do is have you invest time, energy, and effort, and then your money, and get your stuff right. And then 9 months later, a year later, you done got your car repoed again. You done got a house, they foreclosing it. You know what I mean? Like, you need to learn that it's some things that got to change. Your neuroplasticity has to change. You got to build new neural networks. You're in that old thinking, what you saw from age 4 to 7, the arguments you saw about the fights you saw about money. This person didn't give this person the money. This person didn't come home with the money. So, stuff didn't get paid on time, all this kind of stuff. You got to overcome that. You got to think differently. Your thought impulses, thinking patterns, and thought processes got to change. You got to feel different, because every time you think, your thinking controls your feeling, your story, your beliefs, your perceptions, your expectations, your behaviors, your actions, and your results. So basically, you got to think different, because every time you think, you release a chemical. And, it's neoepinephrine, or cortisol. And that's killing you slowly. And you're addicted to that. That's why you're always angry, you're always enraged. Anything can trigger you. Somebody don't let you turn out into the street. You cussing them out, you flipping them a birdie. That's not what's making you act like that. It's your thinking. It's what's going on inside of you. It's that inner conversation, that self-talk, that conscious auto-suggestion. That internal dialogue is getting the best of you. You need to shut your ego down. So you got to think different so that you can emerge and step into a new, better, improved, and enhanced version of yourself so everything can change, because nothing changes until something changes. Nothing changes until something changes. Nothing changes until something changes. The thing that has to change is you, right? How you see yourself, your self-concept, your concept of self, your identity, your self-image. It's self-image psychology, right? Then you got to change how you think, right? So you got to change how you see yourself. You got to change how you see others. You got to change how you see your world. And you got to understand that everything is business. Everything's a transaction. And you need to understand that you can't make it without credit. That's why you're struggling. You're going off something you heard 30 years ago, 15 years ago. That's not going to work. It's a new day. It's a new age. It's a new world. You have to have credit. You got to have access to resources. And you got to be able to stewardship over those resources wisely. Because if you do not, guaranteed, it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to get hot in here. It's going to get real hot. So you got to become financially literate, right? By writing down, documenting your net income, documenting your bills, writing it out, even if it's ugly. It's discomfort. It's not comfortable. It's uncomfortable. Don't feel right. It makes you feel bad. It makes you feel shame. It makes you feel humiliated. It makes you feel embarrassed. That's what's going to cause you to exhibit the right behavior so that you can change your situation. You're going to take this information and you're going to keep getting repetition with it until the light comes and you have revelation. Then you're going to take that revelation, you're going to keep working with it, and you're going to bring forth the transformation. That's what you're going to do, right? Financial literacy, credit education, financial education, consumer education. You're going to become aware of your rights. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find out what permissible purpose is. You're going to start reading those credit card agreements before you sign it. You know, you got to. You got to flip that thing over and look at what happens if something falls through or if you have to go to arbitration. You need to do all your research. Don't let them rush you to sign that application. You need to find out what's going on, what's really going on, what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And so then as you take ownership, as you become accountable and you become responsible, things are guaranteed. They have to change because you're going to be thinking, you're going to be responding differently within you. And that's going to cause you to respond differently externally. And that's going to cause you to take different actions. And that's going to cause your results to change. It's just information. Whatever you digest is what you're becoming. Just like when you eat food, whatever food you eat, you're becoming that. So what are you inundating your mind with? What are you putting in your mind the most? What are you putting in your mind the most? What are you putting in your mind the most? You don't need to put doubt and worry and unbelief in there. It's already there. You need to put some new information in there. You need to put some new information in there. You need to put some new information over there. You need to rinse and repeat. Put new information in there, new information. Oh, so-and-so got a 680. So-and-so got a 700. Okay, if they did it, I can do it. This is the kind of stuff you need to tell yourself, you know? So financial literacy, credit education, financial education, consumer education. I'm strong on the basics and the fundamentals. You got to build a foundation. Just like when they lay the concrete after they smooth out the land to build a house, it's got to be built on a solid foundation. It's got to be built on a solid foundation. We've been live on Credit M Magic 3.6. Until the next time, peace.